Surprise, motherfuckers! I bet you didn't expect a Furbolg. Yes, today I'm taking over Malonze's video, and I'm going to be talking about the Hour of Twilight server. Okay, I'll be honest, I didn't play this server myself. I watched Malonze play it, and he wrote down a couple of notes for me to talk to you about today. Now, all of this is just, what did he call it? Constructive criticism. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Okay, so, reading off of his bulletin notes. Oh my god, what the hell is this? All of this doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, so the first thing he says is, the server needs to be easier to install. Yes, I remember he was bitching about that. Apparently you had to go to another server and you had to download their file, and after that then you had to copy and paste files from their Discord and put it into that. It was all confusing, and it needs to be easier. A one-stop install from their Discord channel, yes. The next thing on his list, let's see. It looks like he's only run across one bug, to his knowledge that is, and the only bug that he had come across is that he could not talk to a Murloc. Well, no one can. All they say is, something like that, I don't know. But apparently in the dungeon he ran, he was supposed to be able to talk to a Murloc through a potion, and even after acquiring the potion, he could not talk to the Murloc. And only after dismissing the Murloc as a pet and bringing him back in as a follower was he able to actually talk to him, and whatever that did caused it to reset. It is a minor bug, obviously, but he was able to fix it and continue with the dungeon. I am now noticing these notes are not in any particular order, so some of this is kind of non-related to each other. But the next thing he wanted to comment on was that it had a very good tutorial in the beginning when you first create your character. He said everything seemed good. It told you how to create armor, how to enchant your armor, what the dungeons were. However, one minor issue was that he had issues with the worm stomping part. The first phase of it seemed to go smoothly, but the second one, there was a second one? Why would you have two? I don't know. Anyway, apparently the second one was not as fluid. Yes, that's it. Now, after that, he got to the dungeon part. The solo dungeons were good. Yes, that's all he wrote. That they were good, however, they could use more variation because every time he would run them, he would run into the same 3 or 4 over and over again. So, he thinks that there should be more variety so you don't come across the same dungeons over and over again. It might be that you unlock new ones the higher level you go, but it's not a good first impressions if low levels always get the same 3 or 5, I don't know, the same 3 or 5 dungeons all over again. On top of that, the next oh, wait, I misread that, hold on. Oh, yes. The next one is that in the dungeons themselves, there is a checkpoint system for when you teleport out, and then when you, go into the portal next to Chromie, it brings you back to where you teleport out of the dungeon. However, unless you do that, if you die or leave for any reason in methods other than the portal system, you cannot go back to the dungeon. So, I think there needs to be at least an auto checkpoint system for whenever you enter a dungeon for the first time. And then from there, if you die or whatever, you can at least go back to the beginning of the dungeon rather than where your where your checkpoint is from where you portaled out of. Because if you die once, then you can't go back and continue the dungeon unless you portal at least once in the dungeon. One of the positive things about the hub, which is the central point of the game from where you play as, is that the music is very fucking cool. I listen to it in the background in the corner of the room over here where I hide during his streams because I usually don't like to be on camera, but here I am today. The music is very fucking good. However, the hub world itself has very little to do in it. It is just a means to an end to get from dungeon to dungeon, and from minigames to dungeons, and also purchase and create gear. So he thinks that there should be more to do in the hub. For example, he thinks that there could be possibly a PvP arena. Something small that could be open to public so there could be spectating, but you could just like Brawl Arena, you could queue in and spawn in when it's your turn, obviously, and fight each other. And it could all be on an island that is connected to the main hub, since there are multiple islands in the hub. One of the mini-games that you could play in the server is called the Tower Defense. Now, when I watched him, he seemed to enjoy himself very much, even though he had never played a tower defense game before. So I think it is a very good system, and from what I saw, there was absolutely no kinks or bugs with the system. Though that being said, I think that there needs to be, well, I think, and also he thinks, that there needs to be a reward system involved for, I don't know, every, 20 levels, or maybe if you reach level 50, which he did and beat, by the way. If you did that, then perhaps you should get some sort of reward for doing it, and you get motivated to go higher levels besides just a leaderboard. Now with that about the tower defense game, I think, and also he thinks, that there should be more mini-games on this server. The tower defense game is very good. I think they can incorporate that type of gameplay, adding more types of mini-games with rewards behind doing them. It gives people something to do other than running dungeons. It gives people a break from running dungeons to do other forms of content on their server. And the last thing to talk about is, he says in big, bold, quotation mark, italicized, everything, to remove the spell gem system. It fucking sucks to always gem your armor after getting new pieces, especially when you change out pieces as often as you do in this server. It causes you to forget to add spell gems, and then you can't use your abilities when you go into the next dungeon. So that is one of the bigger systems that he would like seeing changed or removed. And that is the end of my video. I don't want to do this anymore, Malonze. Please stop! I don't want to be on camera anymore.